The voice coach and country music superstar Blake Shelton has admitted that his family listens to "Controlled by just one artist." This revelation has country music fans buzzing with excitement, but it isn't about his wife, pop star Gwen Stefani. During an open and candid discussion that took place on The Bobby Bones Show on August 12, 2025, Shelton disclosed that the soul sound that reverberates across his Oklahoma property is the music of the renowned country singer George Jones. There has been an outpouring of emotions both online and off as fans praise Shelton for his commitment to classic country music and make light of Stefani's likely reaction to the news. Feeling of tenderness toward the marsupial. Blake Shelton, a country music star known for hits like God's Country and All Red, has always been proud of his roots in traditional country music. His unfaltering devotion to George Jones, affectionately known as the Sum, shocked even his most loyal fans. While telling Bobby Bones, Shelton couldn't help but chuckle. "Here in my residence, George Jones is playing nonstop. I do, in fact, have his cassette tapes, CDs, and even a few old vinyl records. I say this every morning, afternoon, and night. If so, George will be the one to play." In answer to a question about Gwen's influence on the playlist, Shelton joked that Gwen had her studio time and that Stefani had the house to herself. Therein lies the possum's domain. Jones may have died in 2013, but many still hold him in the highest esteem as a legendary country music vocalist. Both the vast tour of his songs and the one in which he confesses his love for her have endured. This fixation on Jones by Shelton is not recent. He even did a tribute album to Jones in 2001, and he has always said that Jones was his biggest influence. But when it came out that Jones is the only musician that performed at home, fans were amazed by Shelton's incredible commitment. The most wonderful thing to ever happen to Blake Shelton was when he started listening to only George Jones, according to one of his admirers who tweeted about it. A different person said, "Gwen is most likely sneaking some No Doubt tracks in there, but Blake is all possum all the time." "Why did you pick George Jones?" asked another. There is more than just romanticism to Shelton's love for Jones. George sang from the depths of his soul, as he discussed in greater detail on the podcast. "Every note and word of every song sounds as though he lived them. That is the aim I have for my songs." Shelton singled out White Lightning and She Thinks I Still Care as two of his favorite tracks, praising its narrative depth and unfiltered emotion. Doing what George did is an impossible feat to replicate. He went on to say that this was the reason he could count on his continuous loyalty. As an additional piece of personal information, the voice coach shared that his late brother had introduced him to Jones' music when he was a kid. "My brother turned on the race when I was about 14 years old. He gushed. I was totally engrossed. It's almost if George was singing my life songs before I'd ever experienced them." It is said that Shelton's Oklahoma home includes a Jones room filled with memorabilia, such as signed LPS records, proving that this connection has fostered his lifelong passion, and an old jukebox that Jones has halted with singles. Animated responses. The support of supporters. Fans took to social media in droves after the revelation, posting jokes, videos of Jones' performances, and scathing criticisms of the playlist's decision to remove Stefani. An individual stated, "Blake Shelton's house is a George Jones shrine, and I'm here for it." Furthermore, they accompanied their message with a gift of Jones strumming his guitar. In response to Gwen Stefani's request that Blake act outrageously once, Blake says, "No, it's he ceased loving her today again. Gwen Stefani is asking for this," another Twitter user wrote. The fans' respect for Shelton's commitment to Jones's legacy caused the hashtag #BlakeLovesPossum to briefly gain popularity. On Reddit/country music community, country music fans discussed Jones' impact. "It's crystal clear why Blake went with George Jones." A writer said, "Heartbreak, humor, and honky-tonk are all found in Blake's music, and his music serves as the blueprint for all of these things." Some people made assumptions about Stefani's reaction, while others noted this. Gwen is likely to be cool with it, even though the comments were funny. Her hubby made a single artist playlist, and fans want to hear what Stefani thinks of it. Famous for their comedic banter and musical collaborations like As Nobody But You, Shelton and Stefani have long taken pride in their individual abilities, which includes Stefani's ska pop flair and Shelton's country roots. In an interview with Billboard in the year 2024, Stefani mentioned that they have varied musical preferences as something that makes their relationship fun. "I'm over here with my pop-punk energy and Blake is doing his thing of country music," she pointed out. "This is where we cross paths," she said. Even though Stefani hasn't commented officially on the George Jones revelation, she did make a playful comment about it on August 13, 2025, in her Instagram stories. While in Oklahoma, she uploaded a video on YouTube in which she sang along to Jones' song Golden Ring and captioned it. One fan even went so far as to say, "Gwen singing George Jones is the crossover we didn't expect but totally need," suggesting that she is caving in to Shelton's obsession. The endowment that Jones left behind. A prime example of George Jones' enduring impact on country music is Shelton's steadfast dedication. Over the course of his 60-year career, Jones released over 150 albums and had 143 top 40 singles. His controversial personal views and the passionate way he delivers remarks, he became an iconic character due to his life's struggles with addiction and his tumultuous marriage to Tammy Wynette. Robert K. Orman, a music historian, was reported in Rolling Stone as saying, "George was the soul of country music. That soul is obviously timeless because Blake is so devoted to it." Shelton has been quite vocal about how important it is to keep Jones' legacy alive. He was a financial backer of the documentary Still Playin' Possum, which chronicled Jones' life in 2023. In addition, he has performed tribute shows in Nashville. With the introduction of even one child to George Jones, Shelton declared, "I have done my job," in an interview with Bones. The ranch, which Jones has turned into a temple for this purpose, has become the setting for many Jones musical moments, including late-night jam sessions, barbecues, and peaceful evenings. He and Stefani spend the majority of their time together on his farm. More extensive consequences. Jones' catalog has recently experienced a boom of attention due to Shelton's finding. As a result of the interview, Jones' music received 15% more streams on Spotify, and his song, He Stopped Loving Her Today, climbed the country charts. The quantity of vinyl records including Jones' classic albums, such I Am What I Am, has reportedly increased dramatically according to Billboard. Someone who believes in the star made the comment, "Blake is giving George the spotlight he deserves," on Twitter. "This is the reason why we adore him." Also, because of the revelation, many are thinking about Shelton's career path. With 28 #1 country singles and 10 seasons as a competitor on The Voice, Shelton has cemented his reputation as a country music powerhouse. On the other hand, his devotion to Jones showcases a charming humility that fans adore. A user claims that Blake may be famous, but deep down he is still a huge admirer. His authenticity is derived from this. What should he do next, Shelton? In 2026, Shelton is expected to release an album and tour that will feature a prominent contribution from Jones. Saying, "I'm working on some songs that channel that raw, honest George vibe with them," he gave a hint on the program. Fans are already talking about potential tributes or covers, and some are even hoping for an album that is totally influenced by Jones. "Blake doing a cover of George Jones would crush me," one Blake fan wrote on Reddit. George Jones's Oklahoma ranch remains his temporary gathering spot, which is great news for his fans and, perhaps, Stefani. To clarify, Shelton said, "It's not that I don't love Gwen's music," during the show. "That woman is very brilliant." George, on the other hand, strikes a different chord. One thing is plainly obvious amidst the admirers' ongoing joy at this unique revelation. As proof that even famous people have their favorite musicians, Blake Shelton's fondness for George Jones remains unwavering.